Imagine for a moment the relentless dance of a river, its ceaseless flow, each drop of water distinct, yet part of a grander current that sculpts landscapes and steadfastly holds its course. Now, turn that gaze inward, to the river of your own mind. How often do you feel at the mercy of your thoughts and emotions, simply swept away by worries, doubts, and countless distractions? What if the secret to quieting that inner turmoil, to finding a reliable guide within that constant stream, lay in the simple observation of a monk, centuries ago, perched by a humble Japanese creek? Prepare to unveil how Dogen's quietude and the river's timeless wisdom can reveal the true clarity of mind, a potent force capable of reshaping your decisions and your very reality. Welcome, wisdom seekers, to our channel, where we uncover the magnificent truths that have shaped human history and still offer us powerful tools for a more fulfilling life. Today, we're diving deep into one of Zen thought's most profound virtues, Prajna, or the illuminating wisdom of discernment. It's that uncanny ability to perceive things just as they are, untainted by the fog of illusion or self-deception. To truly grasp this quest for clarity, we'll journey back in time to 13th century Japan, the era of Dogen, one of the greatest Zen masters. Dissatisfied with conventional answers regarding the nature of reality and the mind, Dogen embarked on his personal quest for enlightenment. He didn't find it in elaborate sermons or complex rituals, but in something as eternal and straightforward as time itself, the unceasing flow of a river. Dogen's story, and his profound meditation by the river's edge, serve as a powerful invitation for us to reflect on our own minds. Have you ever felt your mind so utterly restless that even a simple decision seems an insurmountable challenge? Have you found yourself paralyzed by indecision, truly unable to see the path stretching ahead? We've all been there, haven't we? Dogen's transformative experience vividly illustrates that much like the river's waters unerringly find their way, our own minds, when clear, can also guide us with unerring wisdom. We're about to explore this incredible journey of self-discovery, so get ready. But before we continue with this captivating story, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. It's where timeless wisdom meets modern life, ensuring you never miss an episode. Also, hit that like button if this resonates, and let us know in the comments where in the world you're tuning in from. Dogen, a young monk of keen intellect, had already absorbed teachings from countless temples, yet he sensed a fundamental truth still eluding him. A burning desire for a deeper understanding of the mind and existence fueled his relentless questioning, pushing him beyond the boundaries of conventional learning. He felt a gnawing emptiness that no scripture or lecture seemed to fill. He resolved to seek solitude, finding a tranquil spot beside a serene river. His intention wasn't to pore over more ancient texts or engage in complex philosophical debates, but simply to observe. Day after day, he would sit, unwavering in his meditation, his gaze fixed on the endless hypnotic current of the water, allowing his thoughts to quiet. This wasn't just a physical act of sitting, it was a profound declaration of his readiness to empty his cup, to shed preconceived notions, and embrace an entirely new form of learning. He understood that true insight often blossoms not from intellectual accumulation, but from a radical openness and a willingness to encounter reality directly. Dogen's patience was truly remarkable. He wasn't rushing towards a revelation, he was simply being with the river, allowing its silent wisdom to seep into his consciousness. This deep, unhurried persistence in his pursuit of truth is a potent reminder for us that some of life's most valuable lessons aren't instantly grasped, but slowly unfold. He wasn't seeking answers outside himself, but rather allowing the natural world to reflect the answers already stirring within. The river became his silent teacher, its steady rhythm, a mirror to the stillness he yearned for in his own heart. It was a commitment to presence, stripping away all but the moment. The concept illustrated here is the profound necessity of letting go of what we think we know, and cultivating an unshakable disposition for a fresh, experiential form of understanding. Dogen's unwavering patience and persistence in his silent search for truth laid the groundwork for the extraordinary insights that would soon begin to blossom. As Dogen watched, the water flowed by. Each ripple, every fleeting bubble, each shimmering reflection was utterly unique and incredibly transient. No two moments were identical. The water itself was never the same, yet the river, as an entity, profoundly persisted. This was his first profound lesson, witnessing impermanence, Anicca, in its purest and most continuous form. He noticed how autumn leaves, caught by the current, were swiftly carried away downstream, disappearing from sight. He saw how the very stones resting on the riverbed were subtly polished and smoothed over countless seasons, and how the banks themselves gradually shifted and transformed with time's relentless passage. Everything was in a perpetual state of flux. This wasn't a depressing realization about loss, but a liberating insight into the dynamic nature of existence. If everything is always changing, then clinging to anything, whether a pleasant experience or a painful memory, is like trying to grasp a handful of water, utterly futile and ultimately causes suffering. Dōgen started to understand that his own thoughts and feelings were just like those leaves and ripples. They appeared, had their moment, and then vanished. They were not solid or permanent, yet his mind often treated them as if they were fixed and real, causing him to get caught up in their momentary drama. He observed that the river never fought against its own flow. It simply moved. It didn't lament the passing of one drop or cling to another. It embraced the constant, effortless movement, gracefully adapting to whatever lay in its path. This unresisting flow became a powerful metaphor for how one might navigate life. This chapter illustrates the critical understanding that absolutely everything is transient. Our thoughts, our emotions, our circumstances, even our physical selves. Accepting this profound impermanence is the indispensable first step towards genuine clarity, for it liberates us from the exhausting, often futile attempt to control or stubbornly attach ourselves to what is inherently fleeting. Dōgen's deep observation sparked a powerful analogy. His mind was profoundly like the river itself. His thoughts, feelings, and fleeting sensations were the water. They surged, moved through, and then gracefully vanished. They were the constant, often turbulent surface activity that could easily consume his attention. However, beneath that flowing water, there was something else. The riverbed. This bed represented his fundamental consciousness, the underlying stable space that graciously allowed all that mental activity to occur. It was the unchanging, quiet ground upon which the ever-changing stream of his experiences unfolded. He realized a crucial distinction. So often, he had mistakenly identified solely with the water, with his tumultuous thoughts and swirling emotions. He would get completely caught up, forgetting about the riverbed, that inherent clarity, the profound stillness, and the boundless potential residing within his very own consciousness. What a profound revelation. This misidentification was the root of much of his mental distress and confusion. When we believe we are our thoughts, we become their slave, dragged along by every current. But when we see them as separate, as transient visitors in the vast space of our mind, a profound sense of freedom emerges. It's like watching clouds pass across the sky. You don't become the cloud. You simply observe its formation and dissolution from a stable, expansive vantage point. Dōgen began to cultivate this observer stance, detaching from the content of his mind to rest in the spaciousness of his awareness. This chapter powerfully illustrates the vital distinction between the ever-shifting content of the mind, our fleeting thoughts, feelings, and sensations, and the profound consciousness that effortlessly observes them. Prajna genuinely begins to awaken when we truly perceive that we are not our thoughts, but rather the quiet and spacious awareness that patiently observes them. Dōgen's clarity deepened, growing more profound with each passing moment by the river. He came to understand that true wisdom, prajna, wasn't about trying to halt the river's inevitable flow or somehow manipulate its course. Instead, it was fundamentally about understanding its dynamic movement, its inherent nature, with absolute purity of perception. This profound insight meant seeing things precisely as they were, entirely devoid of any distortion caused by his personal biases, fleeting desires, or past experiences. It was a direct, unfiltered apprehension of reality, a crystal-clear lens through which the world truly unveiled itself. No more rose-tinted glasses, no more dark filters, just raw truth. He didn't try to control the water, nor did he impose any judgment upon its course or its contents. He simply observed it with an unwavering, open awareness. And within that profound, detached observation, he began to perceive the intricate interconnections of everything, the unique nature of each tiny droplet, the natural and effortless path the river instinctively chose. Prajna is precisely this capacity to discern the unvarnished truth in the vivid present moment, utterly liberated from any preconceived notions, rigid concepts, or unsettling anxieties about the future. It's an immediate, intuitive knowing that cuts through the noise and directly grasps the essence of a situation. It really is a game changer. This isn't about intellectual acrobatics. It's a wisdom that arises from deep, sustained presence. When you stop struggling against reality, when you simply allow things to be, a deeper order, a natural intelligence, begins to reveal itself. The answers aren't found through forceful effort, but through receptive understanding. This chapter truly illustrates Prajna as the profound wisdom of non-intervention. Instead of tirelessly fighting against the natural workings of the mind or attempting to forcefully achieve clarity, one allows it to emerge effortlessly and organically through diligent, attentive, and utterly non-judgmental observation. It's about letting go and letting the truth unfold. The profound mental clarity Dōgen meticulously cultivated by the river's edge didn't just transform his inner world, it dramatically reshaped his entire life and, consequently, the very essence of his teachings. He came to a powerful realization. With a mind so remarkably clear, decisions were no longer made impulsively, driven by fleeting fears or desires. Instead, wise choices genuinely emerged from a deep intuitive understanding of each situation. Much like pure water naturally finds its path, they weren't forced or agonized over. They simply flowed. This deep discernment meant he could act with precision and compassion, seeing beyond the superficial into the heart of the matter. His actions became profoundly aligned with his deepest inner truth, flowing with the same remarkable naturalness and effortless efficiency that the river exhibited in finding its meandering way to the sea. There was no internal resistance, no second guessing, just a serene, purposeful movement forward, reflecting his newfound wisdom. He would later establish the renowned Aihai-ji monastery, a place dedicated to the practice of shikantaza, which simply means just sitting. This meditative practice beautifully mirrors the very essence of his quiet, profound observation of the river, inviting practitioners to simply sit with open awareness without grasping or pushing away. Dōgen taught that a mind free from the tangled weeds of attachment and aversion is a mind that sees opportunities and challenges with unwavering equanimity. It isn't perturbed by the usual storms of life, but rather navigates them with an inner compass that always points towards wisdom and genuine well-being. This chapter powerfully illustrates the practical application of prajna. A truly clear mind isn't easily perturbed or swayed by external pressures, and consequently, it becomes exquisitely capable of making more conscious, ethically grounded, and profoundly wise decisions. These choices genuinely respect the natural flow of life and acknowledge the intricate interconnections of all things. Dōgen's remarkable journey, as he sat patiently by the river's flowing waters, offers us an incredibly potent mirror for our very own quest for profound clarity. He taught us, with striking simplicity, that prajna, the illuminating wisdom of discerning awareness, isn't a mere accumulation of knowledge gathered from books or scholarly pursuits. Instead, it is a deeply profound understanding that organically blossoms from attentive, non-judgmental observation and a radical acceptance of reality precisely as it unfolds. It's a direct, unmediated insight into the true nature of things, stripping away all illusions and projections we often overlay onto our experiences. Just as Dōgen discovered his inner guide in the river's ceaseless flow, we too possess the inherent capacity to cultivate our own crystal-clear mental state. In an increasingly complex and incessantly noisy world, the invaluable ability to pause, to quietly observe our thoughts and emotions without ever identifying with them, and to allow the quiet riverbed of our pure consciousness to emerge, is truly an invaluable skill. When we meticulously cultivate this kind of clarity, our decisions cease to be mere impulsive reactions, driven by fleeting whims or anxieties. Instead, they transform into conscious, profoundly wise choices, meticulously aligned with our deepest, most authentic purpose. We shift from being helplessly dragged by the current to navigating our lives with a clear, unwavering sense of direction. We stop struggling against the inevitable currents of life and instead learn to navigate with purpose, much like the river's water gracefully finds its natural course. It effortlessly bypasses obstacles, adapts to changing terrains, and continually nourishes the vibrant life teeming all around it, leaving a trail of growth and vitality. So, what is your unique river that you can begin to observe today? What intentional space of quiet contemplation can you create in your daily routine to allow that profound inner clarity to effortlessly emerge? Start with something small. Perhaps just observe your thoughts for a few minutes without judgment, and witness how Dogen's ancient wisdom can beautifully flow into your own modern life. It's a journey, not a destination, but every mindful step brings you closer to that profound inner stillness and discerning insight. This path isn't about escaping the world, but about engaging with it more fully, with a mind that is both tranquil and sharp, capable of seeing through the surface to the essence. If this deep dive into Zen philosophy and Dogen's profound insights has truly resonated with you, please consider hitting that like button, share this video with anyone you feel might benefit from more clarity, and absolutely subscribe to our channel, Echoes of Asian Wisdom, for more timeless reflections that inspire, transform, and empower. Thank you so much for watching, and until our next journey into ancient wisdom, may your mind be as clear as a mountain stream.